Ever stop and think about and ponder when you were a child? Some of the memories you have from back then? Howdy, how you doing today? This is Pop with Pop's Wisdom Talk. Memories, how sweet the sound. There's an old gospel hymn called Precious Memories that talks about that. There's nothing quite like going back in time and thinking about your childhood and growing up when you were happy and carefree. My grandkids like me to tell them stories about when I was growing up as a child, and I think about back in the late 50s and early 60s when we grew up in a little old town called Fremont, Texas, down in South Texas. My dad worked for Mobil Oil back then. That was a quiet little town, probably 1,500 people or so, I don't know. And but I remember when I was a kid, back 6, 7, 8 years old, I'd get up in the morning, get dressed, and man, out the door I was gone. I'd get with my buddies, my friends, and we'd jump on our bikes and take off and just be gone for the day. Mama didn't care. Hey, just as long as you're back for supper, no problem. We didn't have a bunch of TV shows and computer games and iPads and iPhones and all the technology the kids have today. We just had each other and a lot of fun. We'd get on our bikes and a lot of times we'd ride down to the high school. It's probably 5, 6 blocks away. I don't remember. It's pretty good ways when I was a little kid. Ride up and down on the sidewalks there at the school during the summer. Nobody was there. It's quiet. Have a blast. We'd go down the alleys throughout town and take our wagon and go pick up Coke bottles, take them up to the convenience store, sell them for about 2 cents a piece. Man, we could get 40, 50 cents in no time. Buy us a Coke for about 10 cents, a bunch of bubble gum. We had it made. Big time bucks. We used to go find some of our neighbors' roofs that we could get up on top of. There was a tree or something there. We'd crawl up there and we'd get on the edge of that roof and jump off out into the grass and, man, play like Superman or like we were paratroopers. Just having a blast. Think about jumping off those rooftops, 6, 7, 8-year-old kid. That's pretty crazy. And then one day we were up there and we saw this big old pipe, about so big, it's a big old open pipe on top of this roof. And what the heck is that? We looked down in there, couldn't see anything, listened. Hey, we went out in the neighborhood, let's go pick up some of these rolled up newspapers. Back then, in the old days, paper boy would come by early in the morning or whoever delivered papers, and they'd throw these papers out by your front door and you go pick them up. And you got up first thing in the morning, read the paper in the morning, get the latest news, see what's going on. But anyway, we went and picked up probably half a dozen or a dozen of these rolled up newspapers, probably about 2 inches in diameter. Crawl up on that roof and go to that old pipe that was open there and just drop those papers down in there. Shunk. Shunk. Shoot, what? Wonder what that is. I laughed about it later in life, thought, man, some plumber probably had to go clean that stuff out, and he was probably trying to figure out who in the world put a bunch of newspapers down these vent pipes. Darn old kids. Back in those days, mamas didn't have dryers like they do today. Everybody hung their clothes out in the backyard on a clothesline. Now, those you young kids that don't know what a clothesline is, it's 2 T-posts. It's a post in the ground with a T-post on top like this, one across, and they strung wires between the 2 posts. They were strung out there probably 20, 30 feet apart, these 2 posts like this, and had wires going between them, like about anywhere from 4, 5, 6 wires. You had clothespins, wooden clothespins that clipped onto those wires. When you did your laundry in the wash machine, you'd take them out, put them in the basket, go out in the backyard, hang up the laundry to dry, just air dry outside. There's still some of those out here today, but anyway, that's how we used to dry clothes. That was one of our jobs as kids. Go hang out the laundry. We'd go out there and hang that laundry up. So you go in the backyard, everybody's underwear and socks and t-shirts and sheets and all this stuff hanging out on the laundry, just flapping in the breeze, and that was just a normal thing. Anyway, on those clothesline poles with those pipes, they were probably 2-inch pipes, probably about 4 or 5 feet wide, and they were open on each end. Well, those sparrows used to go build their nests in those clothesline poles. So we'd go out and get us a couple of paper bags and go put them over the end of those posts, clamp them down, one on each end, and one of the boys, we'd hit that pipe, boil those sparrows, they'd run out in those bags, whop, got them in the bags, take them off, hey, we got us some birds here. Just having fun like that, just going out and creating fun. We did all kinds of things. We had firecrackers, here we are 6, 7, 8-year-old kids popping firecrackers. We'd take those firecrackers and break them open and get that powder, maybe a half a dozen or a dozen firecrackers in that one pack, roll it up kind of like you'd roll up a cigarette or a cigar or something, but put us a fuse in there, take it out and go find us a tin can, stick it under that tin can, boom, that tin can would blow up in the air anywhere from 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. Oh man, we were just having the time of our lives. That was just a blast. My younger brother Bob, he was probably about 3 years old, I'm guessing. One day he went down to several houses down the street, and the newspaper editor, of all people, had a sunken den in his house. You know, one of those dens back in the old days, back in the 50s. They built a house, and about 3 or 4 feet down in the ground, they put that den, so it was kind of, part of us out of the ground, parts below the ground. Anyway, my younger brother Bob, he decided, hey, that looks kind of like a swimming pool. So he got the neighbor's water hose, stuck it in a window, turned that water on, left it running, filled that guy's den up with water. A couple of days later, there was some kind of editorial from the editor about children and about parents not watching their kids. So he went next door neighbor one day, got a can of paint from out of the garage, I guess, old green gaudy paint, got a brush and just started painting the neighbor's front door. And of course it was a disaster and a mess. And I guess the neighbors figured out who it was, because I remember seeing my dad having to go over there and repaint that door for the neighbor. We'd be out playing all day long. If we got thirsty, we'd just go find a hose somewhere in the neighbor's yard, turn the water on, get the cool water running, take a drink right out of the hose. There wasn't no bottled water. Didn't even go back in the house. If we ever did go back in the house, all we'd hear is, what are y'all doing in the house? Get back outside. Got to keep Mo's stick going here. Anyway, I could go on and on with my childhood memories. What about you? What are some of your memories? Nothing like stopping for a little while and just thinking and pondering and going back in time when you were young, carefree, fancy-free, just nothing to worry about as a kid. Isn't that great? It's good sometimes to stop, go back in a moment of time and just think and ponder and just meditate and relax. Let your cares go. Ease your mind. Just think of how it was when you were young and innocent, carefree. It'll make you feel good. I encourage you to do that. And yeah, if you like this video, if it kind of lightened your day a little bit, let me know. Send me a comment. Maybe share a memory with when you were a kid. Let me know if you want to hear some more of these. I've got hundreds of these stories I could tell that are just really kind of funny. I love hearing people tell about their childhood and something to kind of lighten your day. Hope you have a blessed day. Hope you can relax a little bit and just think about when you were a child. Think about some of your childhood memories and your family, when things were simple, pleasurable, and enjoyable. In the meantime, always remember, you never have to walk alone. Check out our videos on Pop's Wisdom Talk on YouTube. Have a blessed day, and remember, you never have to walk alone. Pop's out. Adios, amigos.